So you guys, I've got this painting, the first layer is done, and I'm showing you maybe possibilities for moving forward from there. My first layer was just red here in the foreground. And an easy way to begin is to kind of outline where your information is going to happen in kind of a high contrast way, whether it's with a white or a black or close to black. So I used my white pen and I started to define my information in a kind of a high contrast way up here. I have better fidelity with my pen, so I'm able to sort of draw this in very clearly. And then what I can do is set it back into the color with glazes, so colors that are really transparent. Now don't put white in any color you want to be transparent. White will make anything opaque. So after you do your high contrast patterning in any area you want detail, let that dry and then create a color that does not have any white in it, and you can get a nice transparent color over this. So what I did is sort of draw it in with my pen, and then I'm using that high contrast situation with a very transparent paint to push back that white to dark so that you still see the houses, but closer to the color range that I was interested in. So here I'm starting to like slowly build my color up, getting my contrast first. So I'm really concerned about seeing the shapes that I want. And then I'll go back in and start getting the color where I want it. So you just build these things up slowly. Do one section at a time. So maybe you have a section in the foreground, a background, and the middle ground. And do those sections at the same time. So once I get through that, right, like here I am with that same painting with a couple layers later. Okay, so here I've used the exact same pattern, but then I went back in and sort of made more clear color shapes where it was transparent. So that white layer kind of helped me detail, and then I try to get closer to my color, and then I move towards opacity once I know where everything is. So you go with big shapes, you try to find your medium-sized shapes, and then you just start adding more and more detail. But don't start right in with detail, okay? You just kind of want to build towards that very slowly. So this is a like medium, like I'm halfway done at this point. So I would let this level dry, and then I'd start going in and mixing a new palette with fresh color. And like I said, work one section at a time, like work the sky and only work the sky. And then when you're done with that, move to your right side information. Work however those colors are grouping, okay? And at the end, what you need to do is bring some balance to your colors. So, you know, I brought some of this red over to the roof to kind of bring balance to that color. And I brought some of these pinks into this area. And I'll bring the pinks up here to kind of bring balance to the painting. And then at the very end, I tend to kind of get my darks and lights back, because with paint, everything kind of goes to the middle values real easily, and I kind of have to fight to get my lights back at the end and my blacks or darks back at the end. So that would be my last move now, or my darks and light lights. Okay, I hope that helped.